This program contains actual surgical procedures. Viewer discretion is advised.
I was a cold yellow in the emergency room, and I was shot in the head, and I was shot in the back of my neck, through my arm, and through my chest. And that's how I came in contact with this hospital for the first time.
Jimmy Aguilar is a lifelong Los Angeles gang member. When the inevitable violence of the street caught up with him, he was brought into the emergency room at St. Francis Medical Center, nearly dead. The hospital staff would save his life, but could they help him turn it around?
I got the neighborhood on me. I got tattoos that I'm taking off. I got basically all over my body. I have white fence on my chest. I want to remove that. Okay, I had the WF since of the age of 14, but I'm not gonna forget where I came from, you know, never.
The WF on Jimmy's shoulders stands for White Fence, the name of his gang and his neighborhood. Gang members pledge their allegiance to their gang with their tattoos, and most LA gang members have one or more. Jimmy grew up in East Los Angeles. His mother was rarely around. His father vanished completely. Jimmy was raised by his grandmother and by the gang.
I've been gang banging for about at least since the age of 11. Well, I basically grew up into it, you know, out there in East Los Angeles, Boyle Heights area, White Fence. This is like my family. That was my family to me. That's where I grew up at, on the streets. In the beginning, it's all fun and games. You know, you got the women, you know, and you got the alcohol, you got the drugs. You do what you want. You don't. Nobody tells you, come home at this time, or you're gonna do this, or you're gonna do that. You're your own person. You're your own man. You do what you want, you know. And it's basically all respect too, you know. And that's what I like too, was the power of being a gang member, because you really had like force. You had, you know, you did what you wanted.
The LA streets Jimmy grew up on are home to over 500 street gangs. These neighborhoods are filled with struggling immigrants and working families, and gang affiliation is often handed down from generation to generation. To young men like Jimmy, it feels like a badge of honor, but it carries a heavy price. Jimmy was shot in the arms, chest, neck, and head by members of another gang and rushed to the emergency room at St. Francis Hospital in Linwood, California. St. Francis is surrounded by poverty and street crime. The hospital is considered a neutral zone by the neighborhood gangs who war on the streets. This is where Jimmy first encountered a program unique in all of America. A gang intervention program that starts in the emergency room. On the front line of this effort is Dr. Scott Osland.
Linwood has the unfortunate title of having the highest per capita gang membership in the United States of any city. I've been here full-time at St. Francis for 5 years. We see on average almost 4 major traumas a day. Probably half of those involve some type of gang activity, and it's hundreds that I've seen here. So we see a lot of gang members in the emergency department. Okay, are you having any trouble breathing? Okay. Does your chest hurt at all? Okay. Does your stomach hurt at all?
St. Francis is a Catholic hospital sponsored by the Daughters of Charity Foundation that recognizes spiritual health as one of its missions.
So you're very lucky. You could have been paralyzed, you could have been killed. Yeah.
There are windows of opportunity, and one of those windows of opportunity is when they come rolling in here on a gurney. And they look up and they see a representative from the program offering them solutions and alternatives, and being treated with, again, respect, with dignity, being treated as human beings. And that's something new for these individuals. That's something that hasn't been a part of their life.
Would you be willing to talk to somebody about kind of maybe getting some help, staying out of trouble? Okay.
Mike Baca created the gang intervention program, which he calls ER, or Earn Respect. As a former paramedic, he has seen too many young men injured and killed by gang violence and feels he has to do more than just patch them up and send them back to the streets.
I was part of the trauma team that would respond to traumas in the emergency room. Initially at that time we were getting a lot of gang members coming in shot, and there was a need for more than just the medical care that was going on, because a lot of these kids were coming back on what we call a frequent flyer or frequent patient basis. They just kept coming back, and my idea was to start a program to help these guys, to take them out of that, kind of a preventative medicine, get them out of that element so they're not subject to being shot out there. So get them off the street during a real vulnerable time, offer them an alternative to the lifestyle that they choose, and just offer more than just putting a Band-Aid over their wounds.
That offer has now been made to Jimmy. But as his gunshot wounds heal, he faces a critical decision. Is he ready to give up the life of a gangster? At St. Francis Medical Center in Linwood, California, gang members are being helped to break away from their street gangs.
So that's going to be all math day.
5 days a week, Mike Baca supervises the program that helps gang members choose a different life. Carefully chosen from over 144 referrals, 16 gang members participate in an 8-month program that educates, trains, counsels, offers spiritual guidance, and provides medical assistance.
There's a big need out there because of the area. It's a gang-infested community in this area. I tell the guys, let's open up another chapter in your life and let's rewrite it, and let's see what you can do to make yourself a better person. And so we decided to start a program that would help try to alleviate some of them problems and come at them and try to offer them alternatives to their life. For a hospital to open the door to gang members and say, come on in, we'll help you out. We won't just put a Band-Aid over your wounds. We'll give you education, we'll give you counseling, we'll get you a job. That's pretty big, and there's not a program out there like that.
Mike's vision for this progressive program grew out of his personal experience with the gangs that controlled the streets in his neighborhood.
When I was growing up, I grew up in the projects of Aliso Village, and we had a lot of gangs in that area. I've seen people killed before, I've seen people stabbed, I've seen drive-bys, I've seen people get hurt, I've seen drugs galore. And growing up in that environment, you learn that either you can choose to be in that lifestyle or you just stay out of it and just live your life and try to get away from it. But I choose not to get away from it. I choose to help.
Today, one of the ways Mike is helping is by giving a ride to a new recruit in the Earn Respect program. The new recruit is the young man who came into the ER on a gurney, Jimmy Aguilar.
Jimmy has to be picked up at his house in Downey. Usually takes the bus, but then the bus is, kind of proven to be kind of unsafe for him. And I understand the environment. These guys might walk through 4 or 5 different neighborhoods, just coming to the hospital. So they call this the church van. Jimmy was a trauma patient that came in, was shot, and I responded to the trauma.
And that's how I met Mike. He went into the emergency room and started talking to me and telling me if I wanted to change my lifestyle. And we started talking. He just told me, if you want to change, I'm willing to help you. You just give me your word that you want to change and do good, and I'll help you as much as you want. And then ever since then, I've been with this hospital.
Sometimes you just can't erase a face, and that's Jimmy's problem. Jimmy knows that his past has carried with him. I mean, he's a good kid if you talk to him. I mean, he another 5th, 6th generation gang member. His dad's in jail, his mom's substance abuse. And it's very unfortunate that he has to live from house to house within his family, and his family still keeps opening the door for him. But he definitely has something that creates a like about him. He'll make some tremendous leaps. He's a good-hearted person. He just needs that extra little bit, I guess,
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Shirley.
How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm okay.
I'm excited to go into the ER today.
Got me in the ER?
Yep.
All right. Sounds real good.
Like many of the former gang members in the program, Jimmy has been given a part-time job. His first job is as an orderly in the hospital, making beds and cleaning floors.
Okay, I'll stop by later and see if you need anything else done.
Okay.
I'm here from 7 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, working and going to school. This is where I want to be. You know, I'm happy here. And this is not the end. This is just the beginning for me, because I plan to go on further, you know. The gang, it's over with me. That's it. Like I said, I'll always be from there, but they respect me enough to say, okay, you know, do what you got to do. You know, you walk with your head up high, you keep doing what you're doing, that's good. They tell me that. I've had so many friends die, and they were young too, 16, 15, and they didn't even get the second chance to think like I did. That's why I'm thankful that I got that push, that edge, that wake-up call. Because I can think and I say, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. You know? Hey, Carlos.
Hey, Jimmy.
How you doing?
Man? I'm okay.
You know, thank God through this hospital, there's a change now. You know, I feel happier now. You know, I'm coming to my senses. I'm learning now. I'm living. I feel like I'm actually living a normal life at the time now. You know, I can talk to people and, you know, we just have a good time now. I don't have to worry about joking around and worrying about what people are gonna say or being too serious or something. I can be myself now. I'm happy for what I got right now, and I don't wanna lose it for nothing.
After a month in the program, Jimmy seems on his way to success. But Mike Baca knows it isn't that easy. In the first year of the Earn Respect program, only half of the students graduated.
The difficult part about this job is the stress and the accountability and all the accountability that's left on me sometimes, which leaves me to bail these guys out, you know, go to be character witnesses for them in jail, write letters for the probation and parole. But I think people make mistakes, you know, and I can't judge everybody. And I'm definitely learning a lot from these first couple classes, and I'm learning to build tough love, and that you have to earn the respect, because that's what you're going to have to do here. It's a voluntary program, but you're going to have to earn it. And when you earn it, these guys don't know what respect is until they learn the respect.
Not everybody's gonna try to give a gang member off the streets a chance. And plus, he's like, he's opening his life to us. His whole life is here in this hospital with us. He ain't gotta be here. He doesn't have to be here. He doesn't have to, but he chooses to.
You know, this program's not about me. It's about everybody coming together and helping these guys out, even from the students to the staff, to Dr. Oslin, you know, to everybody coming together. But, you know, if you lead by example, you'll never have a problem. You know.
The gang intervention program offers many medical services, but the one most utilized by these former gang members is free tattoo removal. Nothing is more symbolic of leaving the gang than the removal of tattoos.
Okay, getting rid of my tattoos is like a way of changing my life. If I'm gonna change my lifestyle, I want to get rid of all my tattoos, you know, because this symbolic right here symbolizes me on the street as a gang member. I can change my life completely. I could be in college, doesn't mean a thing, but if somebody sees this, they're not gonna think about what I'm doing. They're just gonna see this for what I was, not for what I am. Whether you get a gang tattoo removed, you don't have to worry about going on the streets getting killed or somebody pinpointing you out just because you have a certain neighborhood on you. You know, you can live your life as a normal person.
In the quest to help former gang members shed the evidence of their old affiliations, Dr. Scott Oslin volunteers his time to help them overcome one of the major obstacles to leading a normal life: gang tattoos.
Hey guys.
Many of the students in the St. Francis program have tattoos that identify them as gang members. As long as they keep the tattoos, they will be in constant danger of attack by rival gang members who won't know that they have dropped out of the gang.
Hey Michael, how's it going? Good. Let me take a look at your tattoo here. You can see these tattoos from head to toe. I mean, gang members will literally shave their heads, they'll tattoo their scalps, they'll put them all over their neck, their shoulders, their torso, meaning chest, back, arms, legs. There's virtually no area that's immune from getting a tattoo. What was this? This was MO?
MOB.
MOB, that stand for?
Money over females. I don't want to curse.
Many of them are very heavily tattooed. And it's a very big deal for these guys to get their tattoos removed. You know, in some cases, it could be interpreted as very threatening by active gang members, and these guys could really suffer some retribution. And so this is really a very, very big step for these guys.
Taking my tattoos off, it's painful, but it's worth it. It's because the pain's only for a while, but the removal's for lifetime. How about this one? Look, this one's already been done.
That looks pretty good.
This removal session is Jimmy's third, and because of his many tattoos, he will require many more.
And when did you get jumped into the gang?
11 years old.
And you were in the gang for how long?
It's been about 10 years now.
Wow. And what made you decide to get out?
A bullet in the head.
I'll do it. Let me see. Wow.
Feel it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that still in there?
Yeah.
You might be able to take that out someday if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't feel very big. It feels like a 22.
No, it's a 9.
Is it a 9mm?
Yeah.
Because it feels pretty. Maybe maybe it's just a fragment of a 9.
Oh, it hurts.
Okay. It's a very, very big step for these guys to get these tattoos removed. Almost always, the first tattoos that we're removing are gang membership tattoos that affiliate them with a particular gang. It's like retiring.
Dr. Oslin has removed tattoos from over 40 gang members in the first year of the program.
Most of the tattoos are put on by other gang members, and the procedure itself, it basically involves taking the laser and creating a first-degree or a second-degree burn, which is fairly painful, and it simply breaks up the ink and allows the body to absorb the ink, and it usually takes 3 or 4 treatments before we can get a tattoo fully removed. All right, here's a poke. 1, 2, 3. You simply clean the area off with some alcohol, drop the lidocaine, inject the lidocaine, and it goes to work very quickly. And then I just take the laser and just simply start blasting away the ink.
If you want, you can hit it 2 times.
Initially, the first treatment, we use less intensity, and as the treatments progress, we have to use more and more intensity to get at the deeper pigments. And sometimes we can never completely remove the tattoos, but almost always we can make them indistinguishable enough that it's not a problem for the gang members to become employed, and that's really the big issue.
Despite the positive steps that Jimmy is making in his life, the next time he returns to St. Francis, it will be in an ambulance. An ambulance pulls into the emergency entrance of St. Francis Hospital. The patient inside is a St. Francis Hospital orderly and a former gang member, Jimmy Aguilar. Jimmy had been in St. Francis's Earn Respect program for 6 months and was on his way to work when his uncle got into a fight. Jimmy jumped in to help and was stabbed and nearly killed.
Take out the board, please.
He stabbed me 6 times in the head, all on my back. He hit my lung, he punctured it. And there I was, crawling in the middle of the street, fighting for my life, trying to breathe.
So he's got 1 stab wound right in the midline, about C5. Another stab wound over the left scapula. He's got 2 stab wounds about T2 level, and then another 3rd stab wound about T5 or so.
One of the doctors had told me if it would have been 5 more minutes left out on the street, I would have died. And that really clicked to me too.
That's it, you're lucky. Tonight you're lucky. Yeah.
Jimmy's life is saved once again by the people in the emergency room at St. Francis, the people he now works with every day. Once out of immediate danger, Jimmy is transferred to the ICU, where one of his first visitors is Mike Baca.
What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah? Feeling better?
Yeah.
Cool. What's up?
They're gonna take this tube out of me. Tomorrow.
Yeah. This is a learning experience for you too.
I'm not going with my uncle no more.
Yeah. But I mean, you got these are injuries that some people have in the war. You're not in no war right now, so what do you think about that? Sad, huh? You need to get better and get well and just stay away from all the madness, nonsense. And we think, yeah, continue, get your GED now, man. Get you out of housekeeping, get you into something better. What do you think? Yeah?
That sounds good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So give me a hug? All right, brother. Stay up.
Oh, Mike, he's been there with me through thick and thin. It's like, I guess you can say he's like, he's a role model. He's kind of basically like a father figure too. I mean, ups and downs, everything. He's a real good guy. As much as he can do, he'll do it. Whatever I needed, he's been there for me. And I wanna, you know, I wanna make him happy by me succeeding in life, you know? Because I don't think there would be too many people that would just have their hand out there to you like that.
Jimmy will make it. Jimmy knows that his life is appreciated now. And I think he realized that escaping death 2 or 3 different times now in his life, he doesn't have another chance.
I've been so close to death, but the way it's changed me is because I'm thankful that I'm alive still. I'm glad that I'm not dead, you know? I still have that opportunity to live that normal life and do what I gotta do, get my family and work in this hospital and just succeed in life, you know? Without St. Francis Medical Center, I'd probably still be gangbanging on the streets, selling drugs. It's not what I want to do though. I found this and I want to do this. You know, and I do thank all the doctors, I thank all the people here, I thank all the friends here, I thank my family. They all pushed me and they all pushed me and they all pushed me, the program especially. That's what it's all about.